Well, morning, Jared. How are you today?
Yeah, not all good, Peter. Thanks for having me. Yeah,
Welcome. Welcome to the Business Spotlight. Thanks for sharing your time this morning. Could we start, Jared? Could you tell me a little about yourself, your background, and your business, please?
yeah. So yeah, full name Jared Wilson. Moved over to Northern Ireland from South Africa about 5 years ago. Chasing a dream and trying to represent Ireland in the national cricket team. Moved over with my family. Um, South Africa's there's a few issues going on, and we felt like there potentially is a better standard of life here in Ireland. My granny represented Britain in the Commonwealth Games, so we thought that there was more opportunities on this side of the world. So yeah, we moved over 5 years ago, and yeah, living here now. Got a family with two kids as well that I've started here. So definitely worth it in the end. And yeah, chasing the dream to hopefully play international cricket one day.
Good stuff. Well, I wish you the best. Best of luck on that journey. Tell me a little about your business.
So yeah, in terms of the business, it was kind of trying to promote exactly what I'm trying to do. So kind of also, if you look at a professional sportsman, we only play until they say 33, 34. And then you've obviously got to look for opportunities outside of that. And I kind of feel like, so yeah, started cricket jobs 4 months ago with my two partners, Sam Lavery and Kieran Donnelly. So there's three of us working towards this and working towards kind of promoting cricket jobs around the world. So I can't to put a little story behind it. I downloaded LinkedIn about let's say 2 years ago, and I thought it was the best app ever. Um, and then just scrolling through a couple of days, and it turned into every day, and you would just see cricket jobs coming up every couple of days, every couple of weeks, and I thought this is great. Like I really think people should know more about this. And yeah, I don't think there's a platform out there that highlights cricket job opportunities. So if you look at, for example, if in general life, if you're looking for a job, you click on Indeed or and there's so many job opportunities, but especially I would call myself have a lot of passion for cricket, and I feel like I'd love to grow the game as much as I can. And if I can grow the game by making sure that the best candidates see the job opportunities that are going out there, then I think the game can grow and the game can become in a better place. So that's kind of what I've tried to do. So I've created a platform with my two partners that has every single cricket job in the world on this platform. So, for example, Peter, if you're looking for a job in cricket, you can click on this platform, you can sign up. If you want to work in Northern Ireland, you can specify it to Northern Ireland. If you want to be a coach or a physio, you can go right. I want to be a head coach or I want to be a physio, and then pops up a couple of jobs that are in that area to your specification. So that's kind of what I wanted to achieve to make sure that um, every cricket enthusiast looking for jobs within the game can find it on my platform.
And
If
what
that
are the types of people that would most benefit from your platform?
so yeah, it would be a mixture of everyone, I would say. Like obviously, if you look at the likes of any individual, they could be an accountant and they just love cricket. So they could potentially play cricket on the side, or they play cricket when they're younger, or they watch cricket, but they're an accountant. And if you want to be an accountant within cricket, like doing the books of, let's say, the Irish Cricket Board or the English Cricket Board, like being involved in cricket and doing exactly what you skilled to do. So things like that. So I'd say anyone that's in love with cricket, um, that has a background skill could potentially benefit from this platform. So I think it's a wide area. And then obviously we have jobs like coaches and stuff. So you'd have to be cricket coaches or have a passion for cricket in that sense. So it benefits a lot of people. And if you look at as the sport in a whole, cricket's the second biggest sport in the world. You've obviously got football first. I was looking yesterday at a couple stats. Football has about 3.3 billion fans, and cricket is second with 2.2 billion. So if any one of those cricket fans have a skill in someone else, you never know. They could potentially find a job on my platform. So yeah,
Excellent.
that's kind of
Excellent.
it.
It's a really interesting stat about being cricket in the world, but then the whole subcontinent, I guess, will play a
Yeah.
big part in those numbers. So what would you say? What's been the most significant lesson you've learned as a business owner so far?
So this is actually my second business that I've opened. I opened a business back in South Africa. It was a cricket academy, and obviously learned a lot from that. I'd say if you look at a lot of people that are keen to open businesses, I think you've just got to start. And I think a lot of business owners would probably say the same thing as you get. It's potentially daunting to open a business or take a risk or invest money. I would say take small steps, but just do it. And like it might fail in the end and it might not. You never know. You can never predict the future. But I think the biggest thing is there was a nice quote that I heard was there was a boy and a horse walking through a forest and he couldn't see the end destination and he said, if you take, can you see your next step? And the boy says yes, then take the next step and you'll be able to see the next step after that. So I kind of live by that at the moment in terms of my business is just take the next step and see and just deal with that because yeah, you can potentially look too far ahead when yeah, just take one step at a time and start it and let it grow and start small and build up. So yeah, that's kind of the lesson I'd give to other people.
Excellent. And is there anyone in the cricket world that you particularly look up to that has influenced you along the way?
Um, not anyone specific in terms of cricket. Like if you look at, I think, as I said, you play cricket until you're 33 or 34, and potentially higher if you like Jimmy Anderson's just turned 40, the English bowler. But I think if you look at a lot of what the cricketers are doing, they're investing into other businesses or property, or if you look at Virat Kohli, I think he makes more money from business deals than he does from cricket. So I think it's kind of setting up a future for after that. So like I follow quite a few cricketers that are involved in business, and I couldn't name one. But in terms of business out of cricket, Peter Jones from Dragon's Den, he impresses me a lot. I look up to him, and he's definitely a role model for me, as well as Stephen Bartlett. I look at those two as my biggest influences in terms of business. I watch Dragon's Den quite a bit and get influenced by these two and the way that they could, if a pitch deal gets pitched to them, they're just able to understand exactly what's needed. In like a pitch deal could be a minute long, and they know exactly like what's needed and just their brains in terms of the business world. Yeah, it's really great to see, and it inspires me a lot.
And what's been the toughest obstacle you've had to overcome so far?
I think it's probably the toughest obstacle for a lot of people is probably just that client acquisition, trying to get people to sign up. Um, I've kind of tried to make a goal for myself in terms of this business is to try not spend a penny and try achieve reasonable numbers before we start investing into potentially a marketing agency or ads or things like that. So I'd say, yeah, as for anyone, it's probably the client acquisition and brand awareness. I'm trying to do it to not spend a penny. And it's definitely been a tough obstacle, but we're getting there slowly but surely. Because yeah, we kind of want to get to a stage where we're making money and then we can spend money to make more money type of thing. So yeah, I'd say that for anything, it's just that client acquisition, but we're doing really well so far. But the nice thing is we can spread the workload with my two partners, so everything's pretty easy and we're working well together, which is great.
Good stuff. And what really motivates you and drives your passion for your business?
So, like I said, I opened my first cricket academy a couple of years ago, which is not standing anymore, but learned a valuable lesson in terms of business with that. And I think just the pure desire to develop the game. Cricket has given me everything in terms of, so my education back at school was free because of cricket. my life decision to move to Northern Ireland was due to cricket, which led to me starting a family. So and my mates, my best mates play cricket. So it's everything that I have to do in life, my best mates, my family, where I live, where I came from, all has to do around cricket. So it's kind of me giving back to the game, and just carry that conveyor belt of development. So if I can do, yeah, what motivates me is just that absolute desire to develop the game and give back and make sure that the game continues to grow. Because yeah, if you look at where the game was, let's say 10 years ago to what it is today, some serious things are happening, and it's just growing and growing and growing, and yeah, that's kind of what motivates me to continue.
And if it were possible, Jared, and you could go back and speak to your 18-year-old self, what sort of advice would you dish out?
Yeah, that probably comes down to the lessons I learned is don't look too far ahead. Like, just as I say, take the next step. Don't let anything hold you back. I think the biggest thing as well is when I always do something or start a business, I always ask a lot of people's opinions, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but that could potentially, if 3 people say it's a bad idea and 7 people say it's a good idea, those 3 people are probably going to get into your head more than the 7. So yeah, I think it's if trust your gut in terms of a business. Like, if it fails, it fails. Like, that's the end. That's not the end of the world. But I think, yeah, take one step at a time. Don't look too far ahead, and trust your gut. I think that's the 2 big things that I would say to my younger self.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask your older self to look ahead. So tell me, what does cricket jobs look like in 5 years' time?
Yeah, I would love to say another answer, but if I could say what I want it to look like, I think, yeah, I would love to would love to be providing opportunities for people in cricket. Um, there's not there's not one of these kind of a business as of yet, and I would love to see this brand as a very influential brand in the cricket world, make changing a lot of people's lives and making a difference within the game. Of course, we can say I'd love to make as much money as I can, but if I feel like if I can do well in making or creating opportunities for people and changing lives, then the money's going to follow. So would love to be a very successful business owner, of course, and while doing so, creating opportunities and changing lives for various different people, and yeah, continue to grow the game. That's the main goal.
Excellent. And if someone likes what they've heard and is interested in reaching out, what would be the best way to get in touch with you?
Yeah, so yeah, our website is www.cricket.jobs. So yeah, if you want to look for a job opportunity, we have about 250 current job opportunities all around the world. And like I say, you can filter that to wherever you want to work, whatever you want to do. And yeah, and if you want to get in touch with me, you can follow us on Instagram at Cricket Jobs. Very short and sweet. And yeah, you can send us a direct message, and I'll get in touch as soon as I can.
Fantastic. Well, Jared Wilson from Cricket Jobs, thanks very much for sharing your story and your journey as to how you came from South Africa to Northern Ireland and formed a business. It's a really interesting story, and I wish you all the success for the remainder of 2023 and beyond. So, Jared, thank you very much for your time today.
Yeah, no, Peter, thanks for having me, and yeah, thanks for asking questions and having me on the show today.